Hey, what's up, guys? It's Drew here. I want to do a quick video blog, and I'd like to talk about Eminem's new, I guess, response or address to President Trump. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because of two things. Number one, I think that there is a big confusion out there, and there's a big divide between two types of people who do this kind of rant against President Trump. They're certainly not anti-establishment. Number one, that's the first thing. And number two, the difference between two types of people that do this is either, number one, they're either very stupid and have no idea what's going on in the world and completely blind to politics and the last 15 years of this country, or they're completely blind to what's really going on in the world with the terrorist attacks, the false flags, the weather attacks, the divisions, the incited divisions by arms of the government and Democrats and so forth. They're completely either blind to that, or they're part and parcel of the establishment and they know what they're doing. In Eminem's case, honestly, here's what I think. I don't think that Eminem is dumb. I think Eminem made his decision a long time ago. Okay? If you look at Eminem and his history and what he's been used to do, he's really a puppet of the establishment in the Hollywood music satanic cult type of way. That's what he is. If you look at his picture online, he's got a picture doing this on top of his head. You think that that sign that he's making is for rock and roll? Is that what you think? Okay? You may be watching this video and you may think it's funny. You may think it's laughable to talk about spiritual things when it comes to music, but your favorite artists, okay, your favorite artists and some of these oligarchs and some of these people that have really, really made a name for themselves in this world believe in that stuff, okay? They summon demonic energy, okay? They summon negative and evil spirits, okay? They practice these things, okay? They sacrifice animals, they do these things, okay? I was privy to a lot of this stuff. And I spent some short time in the industry in 2009, 2010. I used to do general management for Frank Lucas and Frank Lucas Jr. My job description at the time as a general manager was to expand their entertainment brand beyond drugs, beyond Hollywood, beyond beyond the movie American Gangster. I was to bring out and branch out their brand, okay? And in that time, I learned from Frank Lucas Jr., I learned from Frank Lucas himself that a lot of these artists and a lot of these people are puppets. Not only are they puppets, but they practice demonic and, demonically, spiritually demonic things, okay? Whether you believe in them or not, they do, okay? So Eminem, he's got the pose, he's doing this, okay? That's not a pose for rock and roll. That's a pose for that he has made his decision and he has drawn a line, and that's the side that he's on, okay? Now, when we venture out of the spiritual talk and get back to the logical talk, logically, Eminem is a celebrity. He's known as like a celebrity, a rapper who vents. He's known as really a junkie, and he's the kind of person who you don't really take political. I mean, if most of his base or his fan base, right? They're in my age group. All right, I'm 32 years old, okay? They're in my age group and they're grown. And at this point, honestly, if you're 32 years old and you're still taking political pointers from celebrities and celebrities know more about politics than you, or you think that they know more about politics than you do, if you're 32 years old and you're taking political pointers from rappers that pace back and forth in hoodies and wear running shoes to verbally assault the president, then I feel like you're not worth having a conversation with. You're not that intelligent, okay? And your growth as a human being stopped at a certain point. How can you be 32 years old? How can you be well into your 30s and you're still looking up to celebrities for your perception on the world? That means that you're detached from reality, okay? These people don't live like you. They don't have to return to a work schedule like you do, okay? They are millionaires, okay? They are part of an establishment. They are part of a group of people, and they're a small part of it. and they don't really have much negotiating power in that part of it, okay? They are basically puppets. They are tokens for you to follow, and you can make the choice whether you want to follow those tokens or not, okay? So basically, I think that Eminem's fan base has grown up, but for the most part, he basically gave the finger to his fan base. And after giving the finger to his fan base, what happens next? Donald Trump is still president. Donald Trump is still going to run this country. And you know what, in fact, he really did? And all these celebrities do when they do that? All they're doing is just energizing the Trump base. All you're doing is just reminding us of why we definitely have to turn out for the vote for his second term. That's all you're doing. You're only reminding us of that it needs to be done again. And some of us are actually going to revel, and when this happens, some of us are actually going to really enjoy the reactions of you people flipping out and losing your minds when Donald Trump wins. Okay, you may not agree with everything that Donald Trump does. You may not like the way he talks. You may not like the things that he says. But at the same time, you cannot deny, if you've been following politics for the last 10 to 15 years, if you've been following the events that have been happening, you cannot deny that he is the answer to the establishment. He is the answer to the globalists that are trying to take over this country. He is a rebuttal. He is a rebuke. He is a response to that. You can't deny it. Okay, you may get caught up in these peripheral issues of race, these peripheral issues of whether he said that because he's a celebrity, he can have his way with women. You may get caught up in these things. But at the end of the day, let's not forget what's really going on here. Okay? He added $5 trillion to the U.S. balance sheet. Stock market is way up. I mean, he's doing his thing, dude. The GDP is expanding of the country. The GDP of the country is expanding. He's mitigating the issue with North Korea. He helped out during Hurricane Harvey, during the hurricane in Florida, during the hurricane in Puerto Rico. It's continuous. He's helping out in California with the fires. If you ask me, I think that Donald Trump is doing a great job. What a lot of people are offended by is that Trump basically insulted their favorite celebrities, their precious celebrities, okay? And if you were one of these people, I gotta say to you, like, you cannot relate to these celebrities, okay? You don't live that life. That's not your life. You're not a celebrity, okay? So people look at these celebrities and they say, oh, well, Eminem said it, so it must be true. Or, I mean, if you're grown and you're still doing this, that's like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, Donald Trump is not my hero, okay? But I acknowledge that I acknowledge that Donald Trump has built $1 billion empire. I acknowledge that Donald Trump has been manipulating and controlling politicians for a very long time to get his way. And I acknowledge that Donald Trump is a winner. He typically gets what he wants in the end. If he wants to make America great again, then why would I get in the way of that? I live in this country. I'm raising my family in this country, right? I'm growing in this country. I'm building my life in this country. Why would I be against Donald Trump doing good in this country? Why would I be with people who want to take a piss on the flag, take a piss on the anthem, and take a piss on America? Why? What have I gained? What has Kaepernick given the United States? You know what I'm saying? What has all these people that are telling you to turn your back on your country, all these people that are telling you to trivialize the great, things that you've been given by this country, to put that aside and to just protest the anthem and things like that, and be unified against the president. What have they given this country? How have they helped out when people have needed help? How have they done that? Okay? I just cannot, for the life of me, understand why average, everyday, broke people who don't make a lot of money, who are not famous, follow these celebrities, even in political matters. Okay? They don't live like you. The law is not going to affect them the same way it's going to affect you. The policies are not going to affect them the same way it's going to affect you. Okay? So you following them does nothing for you. All it does is increase their profile at your expense. People get delusional and they think that because they're on Facebook, they think that, because they get a couple of likes, they get a couple of shares, they think that they have the same platform and they are of the same likeness as celebrities. They're not. You don't share the same lifestyle with these people, and you shouldn't share the same politics with most of these people. Okay? When the entire establishment is telling you to think one way, you should really question your thoughts, and you should say to yourself, maybe there's something wrong with my thoughts if all of Hollywood, if all of these Hollywood elites are telling me to think a certain way. Maybe I should really re-examine how I'm thinking. Okay? The majority of Hollywood, the majority of these elitists are telling you to be anti-Trump. Don't you think maybe it's time to ask yourself, why am I being that? Why am I doing that? Why am I going in that direction? I mean, nobody thinks critically anymore. And that's why this country just seems to be going down to the abyss, because nobody thinks critically anymore. But at the end of the day, Eminem, he burnt his own fan base. I don't really care. I'm not in his fan base. I haven't bought an album from him since I was like 15 years old, okay? So I really don't care. But for the most part, he burnt his own fan base. And to what end? At the end of the day, you're not hurting Trump. He's still going to be president tomorrow. Who cares?